Turn it down.
Turn it down.
Don't turn it down.
AJ want everything he can. I'll be the one to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting older now, got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind. Yeah. To the hundreds, pledge allegiance, I stand. I'm gon' pull forward in the fucking white sand. I give it all to this fucking mic stand. If it's been
like
done
crack,
before,
baby.
then I know I can. I'm on the ride, I'm trying to keep a level head.
Yes, sir.
Give me neck.
Yes, sir.
Sheesh.
Fellas. Yo, what's the deal, y'all? Hope all is well. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
And I'm Jalon. And this is another episode of Nice and Neat. And your boys are back. We are back. What's up, fellas? We back.
What's
we
the
back.
daily, bro?
We got some
sir.
news.
Ooh, we got
we
some
been
news.
we got some life. Let's talk about life a little bit first.
We should.
Talk about life a little bit. We're in the middle of the summer, and you know we've all been working. We've all been enjoying the summer a little bit. I'm sure y'all done a little bit of traveling, just a little bit. Duke, you launched your line. Congratulations on that, by the way,
you,
brother.
Bro. Appreciate you.
Going crazy.
Yeah,
You know, I've been traveling back and forth to Texas. It's hot as shit out there. I want you guys to know that it's a different place. That's a different place.
It's a different place.
It's a different place. I looked at the forecast and it said 102 degrees for the next 10 days.
And it's humid.
And it's humid. And it's consistent. Bad for my skin.
Humidity is good.
It's good for your skin.
Not that Texas humidity. It's different. Texas humidity
there's no water
and
over it.
Florida
A
humidity
little different. I feel what you
and like
mean.
Caribbean humidity,
Yeah,
different.
I
Totally
got you.
different.
Yeah.
I got you.
Totally different.
It's heavy.
It's super heavy, bro. It's hot. My skin doesn't react well to it. I thought I was just allergic to outside out there. It was crazy. It was crazy. But fellas, we got an announcement. We want to let everybody know we've been kind of off the grid for a little bit, right?
Why we been off the grid, bro?
Man, you know, we've been working really hard to achieve this goal. We have partnered with a major media company. We are now a part of the Revolt Family.
Hello.
Hey!
We are part of the Revolt Family now. You know.
Hold on. We're
You know.
gonna let y'all give it up for us.
Go ahead.
So go ahead. Wherever y'all at, clap it up for us.
Come on now.
Go
Give
ahead.
us some love. Give us some
Go ahead.
love.
This is y'all did this. Y'all did this. So
Thanks, guys.
we want to say thanks to every single one of you guys who've seen an episode, who've heard about an episode, who've shared anything. We really appreciate you, and we just want to make sure this platform, continues to grow and supersede all of our expectations. That's where we at so far. And Omar got some champagne over there that he uses to
It's only
celebrate.
right. It's only right, man. Celebratory, man. It's a huge moment for us, man. Let us continue these moments.
Hey!
Let us continue these moments together, man, and let there be bigger ones after. You know what I mean? Lucky Lefty.
Can I get some? Hold
You
on.
way over there.
Let me get some of that. Hold on.
Way over there.
Come on with the left hand, man.
Lucky Lefty. Thank you, bro. Yes, sir.
No, but being a part of the Revolt family is, I think it's just a cool feeling, right? Because we got a chance to start something almost 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, really, and just to kind of grow the way we have, and to, you know, be able to like create a community of people that support us and that actually,
That shit is
you know,
dope.
rock with us and just like love our content, love what we stand for is cool. Every other day I'm out and someone comes up to me and says, man, I love the episode. I love the podcast. I love what you guys are doing. A girl comes up to me and say, yo, you know, me and my girls be listening to it. Me and my man be listening to it. So it is a warm feeling. And it means a lot. So this moment right here, you know, we got so much more to accomplish, and you know, our journey is just getting started. But we're gonna celebrate every win, no matter what.
Got to.
Definitely. Cheers to many more. You know,
Many more, man.
This is as Duke said, just having people come up to you and say, like, man, you are doing so much for me when it comes to this podcast and being able to listen to your problems as I can relate it to mine. It means so much. And cheers to that, fellas.
Cheers, bro.
y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Also, we do want to say that we see the concerns on Instagram. We see our comments. We see our YouTube comments. And we understand that we've been MIA and we've been inconsistent, right? And we apologize for that, but you guys have to understand, we're doing this independently. You know what I mean? We're funding everything.
Independent.
We're finding locations, finding topics, right? We don't have a large team or anything like that. So, it gets overwhelming, especially because we all have 3 individual businesses and 3 individual, personal lives, and you guys know how that goes. So we're not making excuses, but we do want you guys to have grace with us as we just continue to develop and continue to just kind of, figure this whole, podcasting company thing out, right? But we're glad to be back. And for those of you that have been patient with us, thank you, all right?
Straight up.
And for those of you guys that haven't, well, I hope you're happy.
I like that.
So we're back.
And for the new followers that may have came from Revolt, the new listeners that may have came from the Revolt platform, we welcome you. This is you're gonna have it's fun here. You'll enjoy it over here. What they say? It's giving.
It's giving.
Nice and neat is giving.
It's giving.
So, fellas, I was thinking about this. I seen this thing that came out the other day that says monkeypox is now going around now, right? Origin, I've been in Texas a lot. It's in Texas. So it's a lot of unsanitary things going on right now. Remember when we first heard about COVID and we was just like, yo, like, what's going to happen with this? Do y'all think we can handle another shutdown?
Yeah, we're prepared.
I was thinking that too.
After the pandemic in 2020, bro,
we're
so ready. We're so ready. Like if things have to shut down, it's like, okay, I know the necessities I got to go to the store and grab. I don't got to go overboard. So I've already been through this.
Is the fear going to be the same?
Nah, ain't going to be no fear.
Nah.
Ain't gonna be no fear. It's low key gonna be like a party. Like everybody gonna be getting together. Like, okay, let's get together. Let's hang out. Let's kick it. Let's post up because we can't do nothing else.
I don't think it's gonna be no fear. But hold on, what is monkeypox? Because I don't know.
Is it is it like a cousin of chickenpox?
Not a cousin.
Monkey chicken.
That's good.
That's crazy.
That was good.
Wow, that's crazy.
Nah, it looks totally different. It's like real lumpy, and it comes from up under the skin. So it's not something
chickenpox was over the skin.
Yeah, it
was
looks
like
a
red.
Little, like a little scabby and stuff. So monkeypox comes from up under the skin and almost kind of look like boils.
Gotcha, like a bunch of them.
And it's big, and they're bigger.
And they hurt?
I'm pretty sure. I've never had it.
It looked painful.
Oh wow! And you said where it came from, Texas?
Is
that you throwing shade at Texas, bro?
No, I'm not throwing shade at Texas, but I think Ground Zero was in Texas.
Okay.
That's where. Well, let me not say Ground Zero. Ground Zero of America was in Texas.
Okay. Jelon loves Texas, by the way, guys.
Austin.
Claim
it, bro.
Claim it, bro.
It's your second home.
It has been my second. I was just telling my girl the other day, I haven't been to any other city
more than Texas.
More than Austin.
Except Vegas, probably.
It's been
long time ago.
Many moons.
Long time. But you know what's crazy? More than you've been in New York?
Yeah, for sure.
Easy.
Bro, I've been to Austin almost 10 times.
For sure.
Maybe 10 times. So check this out. Speaking of being in Austin, Austin is set up just like any other major city. You got Austin, which is the main city, and then you have your cities that surround it that is still considered Austin.
Yep.
So we'll be in Austin and we may be grabbing breakfast or doing something like that. And speaking of fans of the podcast, I've had people come up to me in these small cities in Texas and just be like, yo, is your name Jelon?
Yep.
And it's always kind of weird to just be like, yeah. But like, I think now I have the awareness of understanding why people are saying that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's like, I love your podcast. Me and my girls, we talk about it all the time. When are you guys coming back? So this is why.
I'm not gonna lie, man. We don't do it for that, but when you feel that, when you get that type of embracing from someone else that you don't know, a stranger, it's very rewarding.
For sure.
And it also it lets us know that we're in alignment with like what we're supposed to be doing right now in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're in the podcast space, I guess, almost living out our purpose. You know what I mean? We're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. For people to become that's what I be thinking about when we get those random people to be like, yo, I love the podcast, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are my sentiments around it. You know what I mean? Like I'm grateful that we created this space and we're able to reach so many people. And I love that our community feels like, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm just glad that they feel comfortable enough coming up to us and saying what's up.
They're part of something.
You know what I mean?
And, and also for a lot of you guys who don't know this, that are new here, right? me and O played professional football, right? So he's won the Super Bowl. I played in the Super Bowl. We played with some of the greatest players of all time, right? So we've gotten a lot of love through the years from playing football, right? So to get this love from something that's as impactful as this is, it feels almost better because I feel like it's actually, there's just much more substance behind what we're doing now, as opposed to like, I just love you as a football player and I love you because you're a great athlete. So it's a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling not to only be acknowledged, but to know that what we're talking about is impacting somebody. Because a lot of times we just be here talking to a camera, right? But when we're out and about and see somebody acknowledge us, it's like, okay, that puts a face with the audience that we're talking to, right? And that's a special feeling, man. So shout out to y'all, man.
Shout out to y'all.
But let's get into it. What we got?
Shout out to everybody.
What we got?
That's real.
Speaking of Texas, bro, one reason why I might like Texas is their gas price is a little bit cheaper than ours. This inflation is whooping ass,
Bro, it's not just gas prices, bro.
It's not just gas
It's like-
prices.
it's
Get into
ev-
it. Get into it. Get into it.
No, it's everything.
Because I think we all feeling it.
It's everything. Everything is expensive. Groceries are expensive. The small necessities in life, you know what I mean? I don't even want to talk about my electricity bill. It's ridiculous.
That AC running all day.
It's crazy. It's summertime. You know what it is. But, I mean, what can we do?
And
What can we do?
okay, so
Make more money.
Here's my position on the gas prices, right? Gas prices are high. They are high. But gas, for me, can't be the thing that's like, oh, my God, it's too expensive.
That's the make or break.
Not for me.
Nah.
I can't. Gas, I need gas.
You got to get around.
I need gas.
Food,
and
I gotta
if gas is $10 a gallon, I got to pay it. If it's 20 a
get a
gallon, I'm
Tesla.
going to pay it.
I don't know how long I'm going to be paying it,
I
though.
don't-
'Cause
but, hey, look, but I'm just saying, like gas, I don't want gas to be the problem. I don't want gas to be the problem. Because, like, I could cut back on, like, fast food to make up for the gas.
Do you eat fast food?
No, I don't eat fast food. Speaking of fast food, I had to stop eating fast food so much and eating out so much because I was like, yo, I'm spending too much money on food when I could just be going to gas, going to groceries. So that was my pivot. You know what I mean? As far as like what I changed, but like gas, I'm gonna pay that.
Still gotta pay that gas.
I gotta pay that.
I made that same shift though too.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean? I'm cooking everything inside the house.
Everything.
Oh, yeah.
Now, don't
bro.
get me wrong. We still have our date
Everything.
nights and we lining up. We
Yeah.
still go out, but like eating out every other night, ordering Postmates. No, that's
Nah.
out, man. That's out.
You just made me think about something. You said date nights, and I'm just thinking about Nick Cannon's been in the media a lot lately. He's got another kid on the way, so I think that's 8 for him. 8 kids, 5 baby mamas. We talking about this is a black man here, so 8 kids, 5 baby mamas. You said date night is getting expensive for you. I don't know what his date nights look like. His date nights seem like they always end with children, so that's a whole nother expense. So he says, so check this out. He says he doesn't feel like it's nothing wrong with him having these children, and he's going to continue to do this, right? But he's also said he's more honest than he's ever been with his partners.
But when he says partners, I think he's just talking about sexual partners.
Okay.
Nah,
Right? That would make sense though, because like I'm honest with whoever I lay with.
so you think he laying with women outside of the women he have children?
I don't know his life like that. I don't know.
Because
I don't
if
know
he
his
do,
life
that's,
like
that's
that.
a crazy setup.
I don't know his life like
That's
that.
a crazy setup. I would assume that, it's just within the circle. I would assume there's nothing outside going on.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I think that when I hear him say, or when I hear things like, yo, it's made me more honest with my partners, I think that just means, to me, it just means like, yo, I'm more forthcoming with the information whoever I'm laying with. Like, hey, yo, look, I just want to let you know that even if we lay together and have sex and have fun, yo, like, you and I are still not an item. And I think that's the honesty part that he may be talking about.
Okay.
Do you think that he still needs to express that to the women that he's choosing to deal with? Or is that kind of like has he now set the precedent moving forward between him and now women?
I think that's part of his flow.
That's his
you
flow,
know, I
right?
think that's part of his flow. It's like, yo, like, just so we're clear, because I don't want you to assume anything, right?
So you are saying he's still having a conversation with the women.
Not that he has to, but it's probably better for him to have the conversation
Yeah.
for his peace of mind.
For sure.
Because it's like, yo, like, yeah, I'm in Nick Cannon, but I still don't want you to assume, right? You need to hear from my mouth, so you can't like dispute it at all.
Yeah.
And I think that he does that because, it makes him more honest, but it also like makes everything much easier. Think about how hard it is to dance around things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We've all been in situations in the past where we've had to dance around conversations. And if you want to live a certain type of life like he does, which is his life, right? Then, you know, the more women you deal with, you know, the more lies you're gonna have to tell. So it's just like, yo, like to just eliminate all that, I'm telling the truth.
What kind of level of stress do you feel like you would be under if that was you in that situation?
Well, if I took his certain position, I don't think I'll be under much stress.
You don't think you'll be feeling stressed in that situation?
I think the stress comes from trying to hide things. I think the stress comes from and not having the resources to take care.
Come from,
Yeah, not having the resources.
And not having the resources to take care of things.
But he's got to have other stress though. People have like stress is a natural part of life, right? So it's got to appear somewhere.
Well, we choose
From something.
Well, everything that's stressful to us comes from like not being able to do something about it.
I guess
You
you're
get what
right.
I'm saying?
And
So
you're
like,
saying the means.
Yeah,
You
if
feel me?
if you got the means
Like-
to do it, then I wouldn't see him being stressed. I'm
Yeah.
sure he has other stresses that he does deal
Exactly.
with. And I like Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon is dope. I think he's a very hardworking man. I think he's extremely underrated as far as what he's provided in the industry years over years. That's not what we're talking about though, right?
Nah.
So what you fellas were talking about as far as him having conversations with the women that you're dealing with, I feel like that's one level, that's one layer. So now, after he has these conversations with these women that he's dealing with, they lay down together, they have a child, and now after you have a child, you know, with that comes the upbringing and the raising of that child. And do I think Nick Cannon is a deadbeat dad? Not at all. Do I think he's there? Absolutely. But these children are still not being raised with two parents in the household.
No.
And when I say in the household, I don't mean just provided. I mean like when that kid goes to sleep, when they wake up, they're not seeing their father. So with that being said, do you guys feel like it's like cool to be sowing your seeds and producing these homes that will be quote unquote broken homes before they even get started?
Nah, man, that's not how I want to get down, you know. And what's crazy, I was just thinking as you were explaining that, I was thinking like it would be tough for him to be there, even if he didn't have all these other things going on with all these other women. You know what I mean? He's on the radio in the morning. He's got a talk show. He's got productions. He's in the studio. He's an entertainer. You know what I mean? He's already a busy person. So like, he's already spread really thin. So I think it'd be really tough. I grew up in both of my parents were in the home. You know what I mean? So that's kind of home I want to like create for my future family, for my children. You know what I mean? I think there's a huge significance surrounded around having two parents in the home. You know what I mean? Understanding and learning from both dynamics. You know what I mean? Getting like the quote unquote toughness from a man, and then the
Nurturing side.
The nurturing side from your mother. You know what I mean? I think all those things are important. And I think even if he is going to be present, he's going to be present. I don't believe he's a deadbeat person anyway. I think he's a good man. You know what I mean? He's got some interesting ways that, you know, he chooses to live his life, but I think he's a good dude. You know what I mean? So I think he's going to be there, but it's still not going to have the same impact of him being in the household every day. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, like
I think that's what it comes down to, right? The impact.
It's
like,
the impact. It's the impact.
So
you know what I mean? So like, yeah, I know I could call dad. I know he's
yeah.
there, but like sometimes I got to wait for an hour, 2 hours for him to get home.
got you.
And it's not because he's working. It's because he may be with the other kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, and they're not all far in age. You know what I mean? At some point, when they start growing older, they're going to start doing similar things at the same time. How you show up to every basketball game? You can't. You can't be at two places at one time, let alone 8.
I think what no one thinks about though is like you have 5 blended families.
That's tough.
Not just the women though,
Yep.
right? Because it's like it's 5 families involved.
That's crazy. I never even thought about that.
So
Grandparents.
I don't think
Yeah.
no one's ever thought
Cousins.
about that
Yeah.
because it's not like he's just having kids and like peace out now. He's actually involved in the kid's life. So like
Yeah.
like he's a good dad.
Nah, for
right.
sure.
So it's like like if I'm a good dad and me and my baby mom's is good, that means I'm dealing with her family and she dealing with my family, right? And it's 5 of those times 5, right? I think that's where it gets overwhelming, really, really overwhelming. But as far as like
that's where the stress comes from.
that's where
the stress comes from, right
you
there.
probably can't do nothing about that,
Nah.
right? But as far as me, I don't think I can handle it. I don't think it's something I can handle, something I want to do. It's not something that I've ever imagined myself to do, or I've never even thought that like, yo, man, I just really don't want to deal with like one woman, or I feel like one woman is too stressful, or I just had this desire to deal with like multiple women for the rest of my life because like I just can't give myself to one person. I've never had that desire, right? So I don't, I wouldn't subscribe to it, but I do understand and like agree with the fact that like people can live their life in unorthodox ways, right? I agree with that.
Same.
Because the way I was raised and you were raised and you were raised, and our morals and our foundation is not for everyone.
Yep.
Right? I don't know the household that he comes from, where people like him come from.
Yep.
Right? Yep. Where it's just like, yo, I saw my mom, my dad, even though they was divorced, I still came from a 2-parent household.
Yeah.
I still consider that
Yep.
a 2-parent household because they both raised me. They're both instrumental in like my development and all those things. You know what I mean? So like my idea of being an adult, being a man, and just growing up was like, yo, like find a woman, you guys serve each other, you guys have kids, you guys raise the kids together. All right, that's just my idea, right? And I think a lot of that also is tied up into like my faith in God, because I think we all use like a higher power to govern like most of our behaviors.
Absolutely.
So whether I want to like, whether it's like, whether I can identify where I got this belief system or not, or whether I can't pinpoint when it happened, but I just know like God is the center of like my belief systems. So like, if my belief system is like, hey, marriage, matrimony, not just marriage, not just wedding, but actual the sacrament of matrimony, then this is like the life I'm gonna live. So that's my position. But still, with that said, I understand other people's positions.
So okay, now going into
hold up though.
what about me? How do I feel? How do I feel about having multiple kids with multiple women?
Yeah.
Man, me and Nick's resources are a little bit different. So
that part. See, I forgot about that.
So
we didn't talk about that.
Resources.
So our resources are a little bit different. And honestly, man, I really just like to choose. Like, so he could be choosing happiness, and this is what his happiness look like. My happiness doesn't look like that. I know how much the strain is on me when me and my girl are in the midst of trying to figure something out. I couldn't imagine that happening with multiple women. Man. I couldn't imagine that happening with multiple households. So for me, I really just, my love would have to be centered in one place, personally. The fact that he got the same 24 hours as us and he could spread it thin as jelly, I don't know how he can do that like that. That's not my story.
Yeah.
But with his story, right, even to add into Nick has lupus. I actually have a really close friend who passed from lupus. So I know how it affects your system, and I know how it affects your body. I know how strong it is and the stranglehold that it is on you.
Is it
It's a kidney disease.
Is it terminal for him though? Or is it terminal for anyone that carries the disease?
If you have to monitor it the right way. So like,
because I've seen him in and out of the hospital before.
Yeah, he's been in and out of the hospital a lot. So when we talk about the kidneys, right, when older people die of natural causes, it's because of kidney failure. It's not necessarily it's your kidneys fail. Your kidneys are extremely important aspect of your life. So his kidneys are damaged, very, very damaged, right? So with that being said, let's just add a caveat to it. Let's say he felt like he needed to extend his legacy because he doesn't know how much time he had on earth. So he wanted to sow his seeds as much as possible because he has the resources to do it.
Then I would much more enjoy that story if he was focused on having boys.
Why you say boys?
Because boys will carry his name. You know what I mean? And at some point, like, his girls they're gonna take someone else's name. So if that was that important to him, then I would see him taking that angle.
Why boys though?
I hear a lot of people talk about legacy, and they always say name, right? Is like your name the only way that your legacy lives on? Like, you have to really think about that, right? Because even me, I think about it like, yo, like, I need the boys for my legacy, but like, can't girls?
Yeah, they can. Layla Ali. I don't know any Muhammad Ali sons. Do he got sons?
Yeah, but like, That's
But if she get married,
if
though,
she getting married.
if she get married, she ain't.
Layla is married.
Oh, okay. She's keeping the name.
Oh.
Okay, you could choose.
Hold
okay,
that.
that's true.
Hold that.
Hey,
Okay.
but you know what though? If she wasn't,
Okay.
if she wasn't a successful boxer, would she keep the name?
I mean,
She wouldn't.
That's the legacy.
And it depends
though.
who she marrying.
Yeah.
I mean, that no. At the end of the day, that's the legacy, and we talking about holding on to the legacy, and that's the one. She held on to the legacy, and I'm sure she's not the only one.
I mean, but okay,
Like, you think- okay.
that's great. That's great. You named one. Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh, okay, check this
How
out
many-
though. No, but check this out. She has kids though. Them kids ain't Ali's.
Nah.
I think that's what you're talking about.
That's what I mean.
You feel me?
And
Like
that's
you
what
can
I
keep your name, but like you have kids, them kids not Ali's.
They're not Ali's.
You know?
You know what I mean? So if
Or
So the bloodline ends right there.
Yeah, but
so it's over. So if that was his angle, then I would be like, okay, cool, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I haven't heard him say anything like that. Have y'all heard him say anything about
I
like?
don't know.
He just said he's trying to have as many kids as
That's
possible.
true.
For
He
his
got
legacy.
and he got the resources to have enough boys.
Even with resources, though, I don't understand how he has the capacity.
Bro, we always say this, dog. Hey, certain people that just live beyond the rules.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
Hey, there's like most of our ideologies is like based on like we have the same type of resources, right?
Yeah.
That's most of our ideologies, bro. But when you get the 1% like that live outside of that, they play by different rules, and we gotta understand that, right? So that's why that's just what it comes down to. You know what I mean? And
Y'all
then
know how I
not to
feel
mention
about
that
that,
he was married though to Mariah.
He tried it.
Yeah, he tried it. So like
he tried it.
we gotta give him credit for that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Definitely gotta get him.
You got the whistle?
Sweep back with the whistle. Sorry, y'all.
Whistle down.
What's the deal, y'all? Welcome back to the Nice and Neat Halftime Show. I'm your host, Omar, man. It's been a minute. I'm glad to be back on the show. You know, we're going to get into Dim the Rules in a second, but I guess I just want to talk about and highlight some of the things that we got going on. Duke had a new drop of his line, the Law 17. What was the name of the collection?
It was called the Orlu Capsule, and I named it the Orlu Capsule because I wanted to pay homage to my dad and the village that we came from in Nigeria. So we launched that earlier this summer, and it's been doing great. So if you guys are looking for, resort wear, vacation wear, travel wear, right, please go check it out, right? And also, please remember, you can use code Nice and Neat 20. All right, Nice and Neat 20. Hurry up and get there before I change my mind, yo. I might change my mind. All right, Nice and Neat 20. You get 20% off the whole capsule, everything on the website if you use Nice and Neat 20. But you gotta hurry up though, because I might change my mind. But yeah, man, it's been doing well, so I'm excited. Got some new stuff dropping later this year, man. So go tap in.
So take advantage of the discount code or the promo code that he gifted y'all, man. But, we multifaceted around here. So, I'm now offering online coaching. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in changing like your mentality, the way you look, the way you think, the way you approach your life, your routine, you can tap in with me on Omar Bolden Fit. I know Duke is also offering online coaching as well. You can find that at Alpha Burn, right?
Yeah. You got it.
Yeah, you can find that at Alpha.
It's gonna be somewhere in here.
It's gonna be, just click the links. But I definitely wanted to just offer those resources that are available to you guys, and just remind you guys that we do have those things available. So tap in with us if you're looking for growth and just trying to get better. So with that said, man, I want to get into one of my favorite segments of the show, Dim the Rules. Duke, talk to us, man. What we got?
Man, so over the last couple of months, man, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about the Young Thug and Gunna situation, right? Unfortunately,
Very unfortunate.
They locked up right now, right? And they had a situation going on, and I think there's like things going on, with the court system that says that they're using artists' lyrics against them in court. All right, so basically they're using their lyrics that are considered art to weaponize them and persecute them or prosecute them. I'm sorry. And I want to know, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that it's something that makes sense, or it's something that's just morally wrong?
I think music is just art, and regardless of what's said, it's still an expression. It's just an artistic expression.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And who are we to say what's real or what's, fabricated? You
Right.
know what I mean? So I don't think that they should be used. I agree. I don't think they should be able to use, their lyrics against them in the court of law.
Okay. So what about you, Jalon?
As I'm thinking about it, it gets more interesting to me because I feel like a lot of people feel like they're just using the words as the evidence, but they're just using the words to back up the evidence that they've already gotten.
Two different things.
So like, it's just like if I know Duke wasn't somewhere, I can't convict him for something. That's the words. But if I see on camera that Duke was doing something and I know at that time I was supposed to be with him and he wasn't, now that lack of presence is what makes validity to that evidence that I got.
So you're saying the words and the music is just confirmation?
The words to the music is just confirmation.
Because they can't be coincidence.
Because it's not a coincidence. It's like, man, well, you know what? We got him on charges of drug possession, drug distribution, and murder. And then you like, I know this guy was linked to him, and he did rap about this guy.
You go back and look at the time when they made the
song. And you go back and you listen to the time, and it's just like, now what I will say, people shouldn't be rapping about things that have no statute of limitations.
Boy.
Like, you don't rap about murder. Ain't no statute on that. That's silly.
That's silly.
Now, if you was a drug dealer 20 years ago, go ahead, get off, Pusha. Get off. But when you add in the validity to what the evidence they already got, I don't see how you can't use the words. It makes complete sense to me to use the words. You actually give me the breadcrumb trail to the answer that I need.
Okay. So let me ask you this. I just thought about this too, right? I know a lot of artists don't like it. But is using the words, being able to use the words to convict people, is that actually doing is it a good thing? Does it have a long-term positive effect on the black community? You have to think about that. Right? Because a lot of the things going on in our community are influenced by music. Right? So if you change the type of language it's in the music, or change how, how your experience is being articulated, maybe kids aren't so quick to go try to pick up a gun and rob somebody. And I think the long-term effect of that is just more people out of jail.
Yeah.
More people living longer. That's a thought. Doesn't that have a positive long-term effect, right? I know it's something that we don't like right now. I know we don't want to see guys get busted and go to jail right now, and I don't think they should. But just like what happens from that, that could be a good thing when I'm thinking about just like the whole community as a whole. You know what I mean?
But a lot of rappers that are creating this art, you know what I mean, aren't necessarily doing it.
Correct.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But just because you're not doing it doesn't mean that people aren't being influenced by it. You get what I'm saying? And it's just
doesn't mean that people that are being influenced by it understand that it's just art.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think,
or just entertainment.
I think there's a lot of conversation about like movie stars and art being moved, like cinema, and the comparison. But I think most people that go watch cinema is like understand it's like, yo, like, this is like not real life. This is like they were on set for a long time. These are the actors and not using their real names. It's like just like props, and I think most people understand that this is purely fabricated entertainment.
But
right?
Music, they don't.
But music is more of a like I'm putting my life in this.
Yeah.
I'm talking about real life experiences. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think there is a level of just people are with cinema. People are just more like, oh, this is like, this is fake. When music is like, this is real.
So I'm gonna ask you guys then, why do you feel like the record companies allow this type of music to come out? Because, and when I say this type of music, I'm talking about where they're talking about drug dealing, murder, and that's acceptable. But as soon as someone talks about, like Rick Ross did when he referred to putting a roofie in someone's drink, they pulled that line out of the song. They took him off of Reebok. He didn't have that deal anymore. That's not acceptable. That's too close to home. That hurts people's feelings. That could be something that really happens. Why is it acceptable for rap to include murder, drug dealing, those things that we talking about are so influential?
Because all those things are most detrimental to like black men, and I feel like you take out the black men and then everything else is easier. I feel like that's kind of how it is, right?
So that's why you feel like it's accepted then.
That's why I feel like it's like, yo, like Rick Ross was talking about putting roofie in a woman's drink, not a man's drink. So hey, we got to stop that because we got to be more delicate towards women.
Absolutely.
Right? But I could talk about murdering and robbing you or you because you like me and you black, right? So like the agenda is to like, you know, minimize as many black men as possible.
Speaking about the agenda, labels take out life insurance policies.
Yeah, I heard about that.
On their biggest rap artists.
Yeah.
Just in case, right? That's rapping about these things. You guys think that's okay for the label to do that? Because one sense you could look at it as they're protecting their asset.
I was gonna say they're protecting their asset, bro.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's business for them. You know what I mean? They're not tied to any of these,
the community
or artists or entertainment. Nah, man, this is just
business.
This is a business transaction, man. I'm protecting my asset.
Business.
I'm investing a lot of money into you. You know, we talking about dudes be getting $1 million advances. That's a lot of money. That's a real number. You know what I mean? Dudes getting $1 million walking out. Nah, man, I got to protect this asset.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you really live in the life that you seem to be rapping about.
But just in case.
If you are, we have to be protected on our end. So to me, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know what I mean? We all take out insurance on everything. You know what I mean? So they're doing the same thing. You know, they're just protecting their asset. You protect your home, you protect your car. They're doing the same thing.
So they know it's a dangerous game.
They just know anything can happen.
Because
history has shown us that.
Y'all paid in the league. Did y'all teams take out life insurance policies on y'all?
Oof.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Not that I
so you mean
if they did, I'm unaware.
So like now I'm thinking about it.
Maybe.
So you mean to tell me rap lyrics are more dangerous than getting in small collisions every single week?
Nah, but the rap game probably is though, because it's just more of a dangerous like lifestyle, right? Having beef, people have beef with people. Like athletes not running around like talking about like snuffing people,
and we also not running into like the head facility demanding meetings. You know, we're not walking upstairs in the front office talking about hey, we need to meet and sit down and listen to what I got to say.
Yeah,
rap game a little bit different. You know what I mean? It's like a wild west in the industry. I don't know. I would assume. But what I do know is it's not the same as sports.
But I definitely want to reiterate because I don't want anybody getting confused. All right. I think that, these artists should not be held accountable for their lyrics in court. Right. I believe that. I believe it is art. But then I also have to think about if it's past that the lyrics are going to be used as evidence, right? What kind of effect is it going to have long term? What's going to happen is, okay, artists are going to say, you know what? I love the music, but I value my life too much. So I'm going to stop compromising myself in songs, right?
Which isn't hard.
I don't know. Maybe it is. But like people are going to stop doing that because it's like, you know what? I'm not messing up the bag.
Yeah.
Right. So then that in turn is going to have an effect on the key people listening to the music. All right. And music is melodic. Music is hypnotic. All right. So the more people listening to it now, it's going to be like, yo, you know what? I don't feel that same level of aggression and anger that I used to feel because I was listening to it over and over and over and over again. Now it's changing.
Yep.
So we'll figure something else out. But I think long-term effect is a good effect.
It's crazy because in sports you always hear like older people who had come before you or people who had played the game always say, yo, this is a business now. This is a business. It's not a game anymore. This is a business. But I don't think we really hear that in the music industry. Like once they signed, it's like for some reason music has always remained art. It's not business, but it is business. And if they start looking at it like a business, you wouldn't say those things. You know what I mean? You will find like more creative ways to spit your raps.
Well, you would say those things because you think you're safe.
Or you might be a little bit like you said, more creative ways, more like Kendrick.
More creative.
Because how many times after we heard Kendrick album, Good Kid, Mad City, be like, did Kendrick do that?
Yeah,
Was that
I got
really
you.
what it's about?
You
See what I'm saying?
I got you. You're gonna be forced to be more creative, so you get the same message across without actually saying what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
So what's the rules?
We might need help. We might need help with this one.
I'm going to say, me personally, it's just like the internet. If you put it out there, somebody could use it however they want. That's on you. And for me, them the rules.
Okay.
Nah, it ain't for you.
I'm saying, how you feel about it?
Nah, them the rules for me too.
Okay.
Nah.
All right, so we one band, one sound. So
Exactly.
Dib.
The
Rules.
With that said, we're going to conclude this week's halftime show and get to the rest of the show the only way we know how. That's with some positive energy, some positive vibrations, and a smile, of course. Second half, let's go, man.
So, first half, obviously, we were talking about Nick Cannon a little bit and, you know, him having 8 children, 5 baby mamas. He's clearly not a fan of prophylactics. And, you know, it made me start thinking about what safe sex looks like. And especially in the dating space, just like what safe sex looks like and having those type of conversations. And, you know, all of us are in relationships, and I'm just thinking about like getting tested. And I know as my partner, when she goes and gets her lady test and, you know, do the lady thing, come back and we have a conversation about it. And she's just like, no, it's all good. Like the doctor said, it's all good. And, you know, when you're in a relationship, you guys not only have is just the STD part all good and then just the general just gyno health all good. Then you also have like, oh, yeah, and, you know, if we were ready to have children, like we're good. Like we can do that. So, like, when do those conversations start? How do they go? Where does that happen? When does that switch happen? To where
Wait, which one though?
Okay, let's go in order. Let's
Go
in order. When does the STD conversation happen when you're dating?
I would say pretty early, and it happens casually. You know what I mean? It's like laughing and just enjoying us, getting to know one another. Like, yo,
is this before you guys are actually being intimate, or
I don't think it needs to be. You know what I mean? But it's definitely a conversation that has to happen early on. You know what I mean? And it's like it's no pressure with it. You know, it's like. You know what I mean? Like,
yo, I ain't gonna hold you, dog, because I can't tell you. Okay, I know this is nice and neat, guys, and I know you guys expect a lot from us. All right, and I know you guys hold us to a whole standards, and maybe it's our fault because we painted that picture. I'm sorry, but I can't tell you any time that I've dealt with a woman in the past that I asked her about her STD or history, her sexual history, before we had sex.
Yeah.
I haven't. I know we're supposed to do that, but I'm just telling you, I'm just telling you, yo, I haven't done it in the past, right? And to take it a step further, like before me and Chanel got together, it's not a conversation we had. We had the conversation once we were together. You feel me? But we had a conversation once we were together.
It's not like y'all was dating for a year and a half before y'all had the conversation.
Nah, but still
it's
though,
early on, right?
But still though, that's an important conversation.
I'm gonna take
to have.
it a step further. I feel like that conversation more so happens when the rubber come off. Like
Facts.
when y'all get to that point, and y'all saying, "Yo, we skin to skin."
Okay, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah,
let's talk about this.
This how the conversation went, and it's not even that. Okay, this is the closest that we got to that conversation. You ain't having sex with nobody else, right?
See,
no, no, you, no. Okay, cool. That was the closest we got to it. Again, not responsible.
Yeah, we got to get better.
I'm just saying, not responsible.
No, but what you're saying is extremely normal.
This is normal for men. That's all, people. This is normal for people. And that's why we're having this conversation, because we try to like drive home that fact that it's really important to have these conversations and practice safe sex and practice like sexual health and stuff like that. But like for me, bro, like this is something that I had to like learn how to do. And just even like learn how to be just aware of like my health, my sexual health. And because it's not something that anyone taught to me. My dad didn't have the conversations with me. My mom didn't have the conversations with me. People in our community don't be like, yo, like, go get checked up, go get checked up, go get checked up. So it's not till you get with a woman and she's like, yo, I'm going to get checked up. I'm like, oh, I need to go.
You know what's interesting about that, man? The movies that we grew up watching, when you get to that age and you're like, yo, I think I'm ready to have sex now. And honestly, a lot of times the onus is on women because women may even get on birth control before they even begin having sex for various reasons, whether it's the skin to regulate certain things. It's just women get on birth control, right? So they have those checkups, they have those conversations, they have those things. Men don't even think about getting checked until after they're having sex. It's not men aren't necessarily, we aren't proactive when it comes to our sexual health. So I think what Duke was speaking about earlier is finding a way to actually be proactive in the space of sexual health and it just kind of being a normal thing, right? So if you are a single man and putting yourself just on a regimen of like, okay, cool, I'm single, I know I have different partners, I'm gonna make sure that I get checked. Whether you to make your partner feel comfortable, every partner, or every 3 months, because you know they say once a year, but if you're with
Depending on how you living,
it's once a year if you're not dealing with people.
depending on how you living.
Exactly.
Depending on how you living.
Depending on how you living, right?
Yeah.
And when it comes to women are in the doctor guaranteed once a year, guaranteed.
When the last time you been to the doctor?
Myself?
Yourself.
Man, I've been in a relationship with So, man, bro, literally probably a year ago, dog.
Yeah.
Cause truth be told, I'm not even being funny with you guys. When you're in a relationship and your girl goes and gets her check, it just be like, okay, you're good, we good.
Hey.
And that mentality is not cool.
It's not
Nah,
cool.
it's not,
It's not
bro.
cool, but ask me though.
When the last time you been? Look at this. Matter of fact, look.
He said, ask me.
Hey, look. How long you been in a relationship?
5 years.
When's the last time you been?
5 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, man. Like,
5 years ago.
I'm ashamed.
I'm ashamed too.
yo, it's crazy when you think about that.
And not even just from like an STD perspective.
Yeah, nah,
just like an overall health, like I'm wondering, I need to know how my heart is running. You know what I mean? Like,
correct.
What my blood is looking like.
Because look, this is. I was thinking about it because we was talking to Duke the other day, right? We talking to Duke the other day, and he let us know. He was like, "Yeah, man, I just had a doctor's appointment today. Chanel booked me a doctor's appointment." And he was like, "For what, bro?" He's like, "Man, just a general checkup. Like, I haven't been in such a long time." And me and O was just in awe. Like, wow,
For real.
you be going to the doctor. And we sat down and we thought about just not only just black men, just black people's relationship with the doctor. It really is a reactive thing. It's not a proactive thing.
For sure.
Why do we have to wait till something is wrong or for us to go to the doctor? And if something's not wrong and you go, we was asking Duke, what did you go for? What was going on?
A lot of things we just feel like we could fix ourselves.
Yeah.
We got these home
With
remedies.
ginger ale.
We got these home remedies that have just been passed down from the past generation. And be like, you just put some water on it.
Man,
and
it's
you know
like
what I
like
mean?
you
Like,
said, it's such a like you said, man. It's like you feel so like I feel so ashamed, right? It's like, yo, women are just like know so much more about their bodies than we do.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing, dog.
Yep.
And it's just like, yo, we don't know anything about our bodies, right? We just, as long as we could get up and run and jump and stuff like that, we think we feel good, you know? And I think
that's us.
I think it's so crazy that it's like that, right? But what's the fear? You know what I mean? Like, because when I asked you guys earlier, or when we talked about it earlier, it's like, why the conversation? Why is it so hard to have the STD conversation or the health checkup conversation? Because, like, we're not really fearful when women ask us the question, right? We don't really get offended.
No.
We just answer it or be like, yo, like, damn, I ain't been. But why are we scared to ask women?
Man,
Because we are scared.
definitely.
We are scared.
It's the fear of the unknown. We don't know what the answer is going to be. We don't know. And then it's another level too, because outside of the fear of the unknown, after we ask the question, we know that we're going to be asked with the question. And you know you ain't been proactive in that space.
Correct.
Right. You're not prepared.
You're not prepared.
You're not prepared.
You walking into a test that you'll have no answers for, bro.
Yeah.
So, plain and simple, we have to do better, right? But what does better look like?
Is that like a biannual checkup?
Definitely.
Is that what it looks like?
Man,
You know
I
what
would say
Russ?
I would say how it looks is like get checked up twice a year.
Twice a year.
That's how it looks. You know what I mean? And even like, cause I realized that I've been to the dentist this year twice.
Oh yeah, I'm every 6 months.
Right? I've been to the dentist twice this year, right? But I've only been to the doctor once. You know, so every time, like I should be getting checked up twice a year for everything. You get what I'm saying? So I can maintain my health. So like that's how it looks like. All right.
We got things backwards.
For sure.
So backwards, bro.
I be in the gym every day.
It's interesting that you say you went to the dentist twice this year, or twice within a year, and you went to the doctor once, and that was just out of just happenstance.
That's because Chanel reminded me to.
Chanel, right? Your girl, somebody who was on top of those things. What made you go to the dentist twice and you wasn't even thinking about going to the doctor?
I'm booked the whole year to go to the dentist. Last year I was booked. I had my appointments booked already, right? So I spread out already because like people could see my teeth. I can see my teeth I know exactly the condition of my teeth. I don't like. I know like I have to keep my teeth straight, keep it white, keep the hygiene because it's like it's what people can see, it's what people can smell, right? So like there's no hiding this. You know what I mean? So like that's like part of the reason, honestly.
Just being honest.
That's
because you
be honest.
You got a bump on your face that you ain't ever seen before. Going to the doctor.
Yeah, that's crazy though, because like you think about your face, right? Like how many pedicures, manicures, pedicures you had this year?
Like 5.
5? How many facials you had?
1.
Why? You care more about your fingernails and your nails than you do your face?
Nah, you know what's crazy? I'm not trying to be funny, but my skin is dope. My skin is really, really, like really, really good.
But what I'm saying is like why? What I'm saying is just to reiterate the point of like we care about the wrong things, you know. Or in my opinion, you know what I mean? Like we don't give enough attention to the right things, you know what I mean? It's like women for sure go to get their nails done every 2 weeks, you know. But how often are we getting facials? How often are we taking care of our face? The moneymaker that you're talking about, you know what I mean?
I wash my face every day. I exfoliate 2 to 3 times a week. So
you take care of it.
I take care of my face.
Take care of it.
I definitely take care. But I take care of my face more than I take care of my body, though. Like, so, and as far as like just getting a checkup and knowing exactly what's going on. Back to what you can see. I can see my face. I look at my face. I can see it. Okay, that look a little different. I got a little blemish there. I can see it, right? I can see the outside of my body.
Can't see the inside of it,
right?
though.
Let me go hit these weights.
Yeah,
Let me go ahead and run a little bit. Let me do some sit-ups. Let me eat a little cleaner because I don't like the way the outside of my body looks. Even I might even take it to another level. Like, I've been feeling a little sluggish. Let me drink a little more water. Let me eat a little cleaner. But I don't consider, let me go get a checkup. Let me go to the doctor. Let me go see what my blood levels are. Let me go make sure that my kidneys are pumping accurately. Let me go get a full checkup. And honestly, I just feel like a big part of it has to do with just our relationship. Not saying that doctors are the police, but we kind of have a very similar relationship with doctors and police.
Well, also too, like sometimes like a lot of families don't have insurance. You know what I mean? They have to think about like what that out of pocket expense is going to be. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
never been normal to us.
That'll keep us cautious away from the doctor.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, you know what? Is it really that serious?
Right.
Are you hurting that bad? How bad is that cough?
Right.
Yeah.
If you really need to go,
Right.
let's wait a couple of days. We'll take you. You know what I mean? But
And then we'll take you to urgent care.
not take you.
We're not taking you to the doctor.
Yeah.
We take you to urgent care, get a little government assistance, and we'll move from there. Maybe they give you a little inhaler.
Is that the only reason why we don't go to the doctor though?
Why? Because I think it's just
The unknown of what the bill is gonna be.
Nah. I think that it's just kind of been ingrained in us, right? You said a lot of us didn't have insurance growing up,
Yep.
right? And also, I feel like finding a doctor, booking the appointment, everything feels like such a hassle. It doesn't come natural to us. We don't know who to trust, where to go. So all these things kind of deter us away from just like going to see somebody.
That's crazy. You think about going to the doctor, you be like, I'm gonna make an appointment. Appointment ain't gonna be for like 3 weeks.
That
14 days at least.
That too.
Like, damn, bro, I need
So
to
we
get an
got
appointment now.
also we gotta wait.
Right. And then that problem that you had, you don't have no more.
I have no more.
Exactly.
So you
I'm not
like,
going.
I don't need to go.
I'm
I don't need to go.
Wasting my
And then
time.
you just also have to think about too, as black people, what our relationship has been with doctors, especially like a black woman going to the doctor and the care isn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, black women have a perception in the doctors within hospitals that they're stronger. You know, she's not in as much pain as, trust me, she's good and will bleed out during the pregnancy or bleed out during childbirth and things like that. So it's just like, granted, you don't have to go to a doctor for having a kid, but you would like to go to the doctor to have a child. But I just don't think that we feel like we're taken care of in that space. I know the last time I went to the doctor, I didn't feel like I was taken care of. My man actually printed something out and just handed it to me, and I had to pay for that. I could have did that.
That's crazy. That happened to me too.
Right? So it was just like, yo, like this guy went to school for 17 years, bro, and I went to Google for 17 minutes and we got the same exact result. Why am I going to the doctor?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what our approach is. So if it's not deadly, if I could get up and I could walk and I could maneuver and I could do every single thing I do, people feel like, oh, I don't have to go to the doctor. It's not the right approach.
Yeah.
And I've told myself that before, like, man, you need to just get up and go, bro. Just cause.
Yeah. I think the takeaway though that we do want to make sure we highlight is that go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor. All right. We know we had, like, as a community, we have so many health issues. We have obesity issues. We have diabetes issues, and a lot of these things we could kind of get in front of if we just practice more body maintenance by going to the doctor. I know it seems scary, and I know we kind of joke a little bit about it, but it's a real serious issue. You know, I think that we want to inspire, you know, men, women to like go get checked up. All right, don't look at yourself like you're a loser or like you a square or like none of that. Don't wait till your heart start beating fast so you can't breathe. Don't work for that because it's gonna be like too late. Go right now when you're feeling good, because a lot of times things are going on in our bodies, you know, although we can't feel them. You know, all types of shit going on. So we want to make sure that we try to go get in front of that right now. All right, that's what's important. And I want to highlight that before we get out of here. I don't want to miss that. All right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't wait till your car blow up, bro, to go do that. You go and get your car checked. Okay, cool. 3,000 miles. Let me go ahead and get that. Let me change my oil.
But even
go ahead and do that.
Even then, you have a reminder. It's the no reminder. I think that we struggle with. You know what I mean? Even your car will tell you, hey, check engine. It's time. Or if you have a newer car, it'll even tell you, hey, you've reached X amount of miles, you need to come in for service. You know what I mean? There's really no check engine light that goes off for us.
They say you're supposed to be at the dentist. If people don't know this, they say you're supposed to be at the dentist every 6 months and you're supposed to get an annual checkup. Those are like the rules.
The rules.
That's like dentist every 6 months, annual checkup. You do anything more frequently than that, good for you.
Yeah.
But every 6 months, you definitely should be getting to the dentist. Every single year, you should be getting your full physical. So what your checkup is, if you guys don't know, it's a full physical. You're taking a blood sample, taking a urine sample. You're doing everything so you can know what's going on in the inside of your body, not just because what's happening on the outside of our bodies. So that's what you're supposed to do. That's what the reminder is, the calendar.
Yeah.
So if you went on August 1st of last year, you know what you should be doing?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and be the first to say that I'm going to go ahead and get that done.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and put that on my calendar, get that done, because I'm in the dentist twice a year. But like I said, I ain't been to the doctor in 5, so.
Yo, if you got a
Thank
woman,
y'all for this episode.
of course, bro. Of course.
Seriously.
Yo,
Nah,
fellas.
Seriously.
Fellas, anyone that's listening right now or watching, if you have a woman in your life, go to her and ask her, you know, how do I schedule a doctor's visit? All right.
Here's one better. Ask her if she want to go with you. You know what I mean?
If you guys on them kind of terms,
Ask her to go with you.
yeah, do that. But like a lot of times women are much further along than we are. So if she cares about you, she's gonna be okay, I got you. And then just trust her advice and do that. That's the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, you're just gonna be searching forever and trying to figure out who you should go to. All right, so we want to eliminate that.
But really though, like, really, I mean, I have one. I haven't seen him, but you should have a primary doctor.
Primary care.
You know what I mean? You should have someone that you see. On
primary care doctor, right? If you know, that's basically primary care is just like a general doctor. It's gonna like take
that you see consistently. He know your problems, or she knows your problems, and all of those things.
Fellas, do we have any special announcements?
Dog, I'm excited. This is our first episode, a part of the Revolt family.
Yes.
So that is a big ass deal. We worked hard to be a part of this family. Like this is dope. This is dope. I'm happy that we're here. I'm happy for all the new listeners. I'm happy for all the old listeners. I'm happy for us.
I'm happy for us.
I'm happy for us. You know, so I hope we continue to just crank out this amazing content and get better.
Yes.
And just keep getting better and make sure we can continue to supply you guys with amazing content.
All right, y'all. So we are going to wrap this episode up. Really appreciate you guys for tapping in with us. It was fun to get back on the mics and just chop it up and get the content out to you guys, man. So do us a favor. All right. Let us know in the comments right now, if you're still listening or watching, what you want to hear us talk about next episode. All right, drop in the comments right now what topics you want to hear us talk about, and we're going to take a look, and we're going to pick the best topics and get to it. All right, appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks for tapping in. Make sure you guys follow us, subscribe to us on all social platforms. Follow us on Instagram at Nice and Neat the Podcast. Follow us on TikTok at Nice and Neat the Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel that you're probably watching right now at Nice and Neat the Podcast. Catch up with us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, courtesy of Revolt. All right.
Facebook
Much
too.
Love. We got Facebook too?
We got Facebook too.
Oh, Facebook. Oh, can't forget the Facebook. Tap in with us on Facebook, Nice and Neat the Podcast. All right. All that jazz. Much love, much gratitude. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalan. And this was our first episode on Revolt, and this is another episode of Nice and Neat, and that's that.
AJ want everything. I'll be the one to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting older, now I don't got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind. Yeah. To the hundreds, pledge allegiance, I stand. I'm going for